to sustain the contract, avoid it. Don't allow your children to participate in the educational system. Put together some kind of working program with the 9 working mothers to educate the children while the working mothers help them out, and the fathers. Right? So you got all of the children coming over to a family member house instead of going to the elementary school where they was being auctioned off on the street and we didn't even know it.
Wow.
Be watching our kids go to school.
That's, yeah. They make them say
picking the ones they want.
Every day it's a sale. My son goes to school on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday only because he wanted to play sport.
Mm-hmm.
Monday, Tuesday, and half of Wednesday he's with.
Listen,
at 1 o'clock.
The community can take charge of the sports for the children that's homeschooled.
Okay.
You can still enroll them in sports.
Okay. Still be. Are we?
But the programs are going to change because our educational system is about to be switched up.
Okay. Are we gonna have a manual, like our own structural, like a book that we use, like a reference book? Because all of this on how to we need, like, all of this, we need it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can still be.
I just gotta melt myself down and pour myself between some pages.
In sports, I got a lot of stuff right now. I'm like, yeah, you got me started. You better go.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta holler at my boy Chief. Why not?
Yes, please.
I'm gonna talk to you later, sweetie. Thank you for coming to talk to me.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. The DAWES Indians were the ones who were actually Mongolian, Han, and Hindustan or Hindus that was amalgamated and brought over here as the servant class of the Moors. You have to go back to the treaties now. What treaties? Now I ain't talking about no North American treaties. I'm talking about how did they get Kublai Khan to know that they was at peace? They trading of slaves was part of the peace arrangement, right? The trading of slaves was part of the arrangement in order to establish a peace. You would trade slaves, women, you would trade wealth, you would marry you would marry the son of the king to the son of the emperor to the daughter of the emperor in order to tie the royal families together for political purposes. Are y'all listening to this shit? Okay, now, when they came over here, they came with slaves. They called them indentures. Look this shit up. They had also went to war with Ireland and Scotland. Right? So they had slaves from Ireland, Scotland, Mongolian slaves, Han slaves, and Hindu slaves. They bring all these motherfuckers over here with them. Where did they go? They used them to masquerade as us, to make us think we somebody other than who we are. Right? So they took the contract and wrote treaties and agreements with DAWES Indians that they brought over here with them, with no right and no ties to the land. Right? They not smarter than us. They start killing off our elders, but on the way out, our elders would initiate a DAWES Indian in order to preserve a particular piece of the history so that one of us niggas can put this shit back together. So the DAWES Indians been ceremonially replaying our history because they don't like the motherfuckers that brought them over here. They ain't friends. They never was friends. And they thought that they slave was going to remain mentally in bondage. But we don't play that shit over here. We don't play that shit over here. It's just like right now. Social media. I'm watching the same people talking about the same shit I'm talking about, get the same treatment to shut us the fuck up. I can name them. Right? They don't want, how you say his name? Because I don't want to say it wrong. Kalai Amin Ra. They don't want him telling you, you ain't black. You ain't black. If black means you came from Africa, you ain't black. We was already here. Now, since they came over here and brought some Africans with them as well, we might have some African mixed with us, but our beef ain't with them motherfuckers. Because if you look in the conditions, they just as bad or worse off than us. So we can't be mad at them. It ain't their fault they didn't do this shit because they got it done to them. So they had a whole scramble for Africa to divide Africa up after they got done dividing us up. Right? Who did it? Who did what? Lewis and Clark Expedition, Louisiana Purchase is where the great motherfucking switch take place. The French bailing out because the gig is up. The English's stronghold in the what we call New England territory, which was northeastern United States, which is the lower part of the country, not the upper. We were southern oriented. South is up, north is down. As soon as you look at the map upside down and you ask yourself, why would they tell me that the map was the other way around? Your brain start reorganizing the information on its own. On its own. Yeah, I seen what they did to Rashad Jamal. Cut his line. I was watching it. I want to tell y'all this before I forget. I was watching Kalai, and everybody was thinking that the optics on his phone was fucking up because his dreads started sparkling like they had glitter in them, right? I got an old video. If you go back, you can look this shit up, and I'm not making this shit up. I said, as soon as these niggas start waking up, they dreads gonna start doing shit. They gonna be able to shoot fireballs of electricity out of their goddamn dreads. The nigga almost came all the way online. I'm watching the video. He thinking it's the optics. And ain't the optics, nigga, that's you. Nigga, that's your God form waking up, for real waking up. His shit with the sparkling and shit. See, he from a different tribe than me. My tribe, our hair, we got the same texture hair, but mine don't come from those antennas. Mine come in the face. When mine switch, my face switch. Right? It looked like all of the lines in my face will smooth out. You won't see none of the lines. All of these lines smooth out. Right? And then it's like a radiance that come over the face. But dude, he was in his God form today. Yes. So if y'all didn't catch it, he probably got it on his page. Go check it out. Y'all can see what I'm talking about. When I say the motherfuckers, like when they tell you that Medusa's hair was snakes, them was dreadlocks. She was tearing their ass up with them dreadlocks. Because each one of them is an antenna. And she can download, separate, and isolate them to the point where they can lock on the individuals and shoot lightning bolts at their ass. I ain't bullshitting. These niggas were some bad motherfuckers before they went to sleep. That's why I've been fucked up since birth trying to figure out how to tell y'all to put this shit back together. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look. All skin folks ain't kin folks. Right? We got that understood. So we don't even have to dwell on that no more. Now, we ain't looking for skin folks. We looking for kin folks now. When I did the video yesterday and I identified these people, I didn't identify them clout chasing. I'm identifying the ones that they want us to shut the fuck up. They want us to shut the fuck up. So let me tell you how they was holding us in bondage. So then I got to show you how we use our bondage chain as the solution to break free. Because niggas don't understand that shit. This is going to be the hardest thing for you to understand for it to make sense. But if you follow the narrative, it's going to make perfect sense. They told us that we came on ships, and then this was the country for these European settlers. First of all, they colonizers. The colonizers have no right to the land superior to the people of the land, period. The immigrant has no land right until he amalgamate his blood with the blood of the people on the land. Very two critical points, right? The blood and the right is required to assume the throne. The throne can only be assumed by putting the great mother back on her throne where you receive the honor. But you can't put the great mother back on her throne unless you know who are those three regional chiefs that's supposed to run the land so that they can put the mother back on the throne by calling their soldiers to arms in a moment's notice. Our people don't remember the culture, right? So they're telling it to you in hip-hop. They was telling it to you in the blues. They told it to you in jazz, but you couldn't get it off the unspoken word. So they put it in spoken word. Gil Scott-Heron told you, right? The last poets. All these motherfuckers been telling you the secrets in plain sight. Winter in America. What does that mean? The Scorpion King is here in America. Because where the Scorpion King is, that's where the winter at. And the winter produces a winner, W-I-N-N-E-R. And you can only win at the conclusion of the race, crossing the finish line. That's what you call a 33-degree York right, 32 degrees Scottish right. Put them together, and then you got a 65-degree purple right. And 6 and 5 is 11. And 11 is November. But November means 9. The fuck just happened? We just unlocked the motherfucking key. Right? So, when we put all this shit together, we understand where the deception is coming from. All right? So now, they have to give us the opportunity to discover the deception. Where is it written? Where is it codified? My grandmama got struck by lightning. Right? That tells me to look for the lightning strike everywhere I see one. The guy who was discovered carrying the protocols of the learned elders of Zion got struck by lightning. Guy talking to me on two sides of the land. He got struck by lightning in Europe. But the document that he held was called the Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion, or the Protocols of the Wise Men of Zion. It had a 6-point star on it. Now, who is these motherfuckers and where is they at? Today, you know them as your Jewish Defense League and your Anti-Defamation League that uses the fist, the same black fist that we use for black power, because they look like us. But they put people that don't look like us in the leadership in the front row so you can always rely on skin color to keep you confused, dazed, and unable to identify the enemy. I see the black devil just like I see the white one. Right? It ain't about what they look like. It's about how they move, what's in their heart. Once you get into their heart space with the truth, then you knock around that motherfucker, because those who ain't got no truth in them gonna rebel against the truth. They ain't got no truth in them. They gotta rebel against that shit. All right, now. So they come over here, and for some reason, shit don't go sweet. because they had something that you call a civil war. It couldn't have been a civil war. First, you had an American Revolution. It couldn't have been an American Revolution because wasn't no goddamn America. Right? But they say it was the American Revolution, and they rebelled against Britain. And in the process of rebelling against Britain, they established the 13 colonies, which is actually the 13 banks. 13 banks. Look up on your map, put in central banks. There's 13 central banks. They're going to identify 12 because the Federal Reserve Bank is what you call the master bank. That's Jacob himself. The other ones is the other 12 tribes, right? Yo, Levites, Midianites, Ammon, all them other motherfucking tribes of Israel. The Federal Reserve, the central bank, is the parent bank. That's why it's not counted as number 13, but it's the 13th bank. Each bank is owned privately by one of the 13 royal families of Europe that got kicked out. Go back to Billy the Kid. Why was this motherfucker robbing shit? Right? This is what they not telling you. Billy the Kid, first of all, he wasn't yellow. He wasn't pink. He wasn't tan or sandy brown. He might have been a shade lighter than me. Right? And Frank and Jesse James, all of these bank robberies was to make the family banks close. What the fuck is you talking about the family banks close? Every clan had a family bank. Big Mama was the banker. When they tell you the story, they make it look like the bank was in the town and had bars up and shit to keep it from getting robbed. That's bullshit. Big Mama had that shit in her motherfucking satchel. When you go to Big Mama's house, she reach in her little satchel and give you a block of gold. It'll like this. And she had mountains of them motherfuckers because everybody kept their shit at Big Mama's house. Big Mama was called the Dark Mother. Right? And her color is gold. Black and gold, motherfucker. This the Vice Lord line. In the Red Lodge, which is the mother line, got a favorite daughter, number 88. Number 88 is the city queen. Unless she get one up by Empress on the 89 flip. Right? So, once you get this understood and make the shit fit, it put it all together. They've been fucking with me since the beginning. I done seen it glitch up quite a few times, but I'm just trying to hold the course until I can get this out, so I can catch us up to today's unraveling of the jargon. Okay, so in the meantime, they take this these bank robberies and they use them, right? They use them for an excuse to centralize the banking system, because Big Mama will write my Big Mama will write your Big Mama a note, and they gotta have her mark on it, right? And if it don't got her mark on it, your Big Mama not gonna honor the note. It's IOU. This is the origin of paperbacks, greenbacks, right? Money. These IOUs that they would write to each other would also have a tribal insignia. That's right, Free Larry Hoover. They also have a tribal insignia so that Big Mama know how much money did one tribe owe to the bank. And they would always, use them to switch the money, and they would do an accounting where everybody got to account for the money in their coffers that is on the IOU. In other words, when it's time to pay up, everybody paying up. We didn't do credit. The IOU was not credit. It was the transferring of money without carrying the actual money. which gave rise to the reserve notes, right? So when they started robbing Big Mama house, because they killed off all her boys, see, that they couldn't get to Big Mama house till they started robbing all of her boys, start killing off all of her sons and her grandsons and her nephews, because we ain't do that shit. Big Mama house always been off. It's always been a neutral zone. I'm beefed out with a motherfucker, but if I see him at Big Mama house, we both giving each other a pass. We not bringing that shit to Big Mama house because we got to answer to every clan under Big Mama's jurisdiction. Big Mama became known as the grand matriarch of the land when she had the most matriarchs on the land under her direct command, Mother Khadijah, Nation of Islam. The culture hasn't changed. The perception of the culture has changed. Our understanding of our people's position in the culture is diminished.